Today we're playing some Black Myth Wukong. What we're going to be talking about is some lag fixes and crash fixes for the game because, well, your parents aren't there for emotional support. Serial Overdrive is here for tech support. So let's get into it. And if you're having crash issues, maybe jump to like 3 minutes in. I'm going to go over that around there. Someone drop a timestamp, I'll pin it. Anyways, if you're playing on the PlayStation 5, there's a pretty easy way to fix your lag, and there's really only one way. Run the game in performance mode and disable motion blur. That goes for pretty much everyone. If you go into the settings right here on PC or on PS5, obviously, you can go to display. You got motion blur here. If you turn that off, that's probably going to help with some of the weirdness that you're feeling. Camera shake, turn that down to 0 just because I like it better. I mean, you don't really need to. Now, if you're on the PC and you have no idea what you're doing, with graphics, you can turn everything to low, the presets, and that's going to help a ton. If everything's on low, that's how you should be running the game if you're experiencing lag. See if that works, and then you can play with some of these settings. I like the view distance to be as high as possible. And then I'll do something like turn anti-aliasing, post effects, shadow quality, texture, all that to low. Hair quality, that one really doesn't matter. Vegetation, just it really depends on how you want the game to feel for you. But personally, I like the draw distance to be as high as possible, and then I worry about everything else later. With ray tracing, obviously, if you turn that on, that is going to cause a lot of lag. So only the best of the best can really do that. Also, when you go to super resolution, DLSS, and all that, frame generation, that is going to help. It's just that's how it works. Super resolution, turning that down is going to help. That's really going to help if you get it down to 25. So that's what I'd recommend. Just start with 25, start with the lowest graphics, see if it runs decent, and then go from there. Now, some other settings that you might not know about are if you go over here to the display, turning down the display resolution, that actually does help a lot. So if you go to 1280 by 720, that's probably going to help a lot. Okay. For Windows, sometimes this does affect lag. I haven't noticed anything with this game, but with some games, borderless versus Windows does make a difference. So you can play around with that. With frame rate capping, that can help a lot. So a lot of times people cap their frames. If you get a really low end card, 30. If you got a decent card, maybe 60, but that definitely can help. So now I'm going to try and keep things as fast as possible. If you haven't noticed, I'm going quick. But now we're going to get into some other issues. If you're having issues with crashing or anything like that, or lag, just make sure all your drivers are as up to date as possible. There's updates that are going to drop with a game like this. It has 1 million people playing right now. So a game like this, there's going to be driver updates coming out if there's issues with drivers. So make sure those stay up to date, maybe give it a day or two, and that could help if there's some driver weirdness going on. In addition to that, I did say I'd cover this. If you're having issues with crashing, so the shaders load and everything like that, and then the game crashes, one reason it could be is if you go to Steam, you go to that game, you right click on the game, go to properties, then there's going to be something called, I think it's like installed content or something like that, install whatever. Go there and then just hit verify the files. Sometimes that's the issue. If that is the issue, try to fix things, maybe just re-download the whole game and see if everything runs perfectly then. Also, restarting is always helpful. But yeah, that is all the lag and crash fixes I've got for Black Myth Wukong. If you've got any, please feel free to post them down below. I'm going to try and pin the comments that are the most helpful. I can only pin one comment, so if too many people are replying, I'm going to make my own comment and try and give credit, but also post everything there. I hope this video helped, and I hope you have a great time playing this game. Until next time, peace.